I do really like the birds, but I think the traffic somehow it feels louder today. I don't know. I don't mind the sound of cars, but I imagine they make it more difficult for y'all to hear. So, in a moment, theoretically, I'm going to be invited to go to the park to do a little exercising with a friend. Um, I'm actually going to keep Facebook Messenger pulled up. Though he hasn't been the most reliable. Hasn't been the most reliable when it comes to timeliness. So I'm not going to hold my breath too much. This star story is not empirical, as is my usual disclaimer that I consult these symbols because I think in a way it's like my partnership with myself. It's one of my tools, one of my rituals for coping with existence. Been reflecting and feeling into what it means to be me right now in this society, subject to this life. We start with the sun. The sun and the moon are coming together, which means it's a new moon, right? I try to do new moon and full moon cycles. I allow myself essentially 2 stories per month. It keeps the art pretty alive. It's consistent enough so that if anyone ever wants a reading, they can book one. But I'm not sure that will ever be successful. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I continue to do it. With the sun in Taurus, the sun doesn't have. I don't think that the sun in Taurus is a particularly good placement for the sun. Like, let's say it would be in Leo, Aries, or by extension to those placements, Sagittarius. It's actually squaring its place of rulership, and it's in conjunct its place of exaltation, and it's in conjunct its, I think, the third most fiery affinity sign, which is Sagittarius. So I don't think that the sun in Taurus is particularly wonderful or terrible. It's kind of neutral. It's kind of neutral. It's a little bit like well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Having your solar energy, the thing that people see the most, the light that's most shown in the sign associated with, in my opinion, consistent comfort, eating, like literally grazing. It's like a kind of a slowness, a steadiness. What you do every day. What have humans had to do for generations and generations and generations? Hydration, right? Eating. Like I definitely want to take things down to like a very basic, but Taurus is a beautiful sign, right? And the sun, that sun in Taurus, conjunct the moon, of course, is essentially bowing down to Venus, the ruler of Taurus, who happens to be home. So it's like, even though I would say the sun is not particularly powerful, and the light that's being shown is not particularly like exuberant, it's a more simple, mundane, comfortable kind of a signification. And 1/12 roughly, I'm just, obviously it's not true because different signs different times of year have different amounts of births, but Taurus sun it's not like this explosive fiery thing. It's more like I'm doing me because this is what works, this is what's been done, and it's pleasant and it's comfortable. Play fetch with the dog, you know, eat a lovely sandwich, you know, like it's kind of a basic simple sort of sign, and that's the energy. It knows what it likes and it's going to do it. And that consistent desire for pleasure, because Venus is home, that's a really good omen for those kind of things. It's like, just do the simple things that are good for you, you know, enjoy yourself. We do have Jupiter and Uranus there, pretty dang close. They're not, Uranus is more close, so there's a little bit of like a little zap, a little revolutionary zap that wants to sneak into this. So it's like there's probably a little bit of initiation and change that needs to happen. So for me, what is that? What is the thing that I know that I need to do? Like right now I feel my heart. Just feeling it beat. My focus keeps going to the heart and this region. It's been doing it for a long time, but lately, yeah, an initiation, a transformation. For me personally, it's probably consistent exercise. I'm getting some, but I think I probably do need to do a little bit of like cardio. I may today, if my friend can or cannot join me, I may still do it. I'm not impressed with this individual's ability to like keep time and to be clear and to have a sort of agenda and plan, but maybe that's my own like mirror. I mean, whenever people don't show up the way that you want, which happens to me a lot, I have so many preferences for things to be different. So many preferences. I just don't know. Seems like everybody wants money out of me, but I don't have it to give. Whenever I talk about the truth of what humans are doing, they don't seem to care. They don't seem to want to make the changes. And it doesn't seem that easy or fun. And I'm listening to Seinfeld last night at the Hollywood Bowl, and I'm just going, I don't know, is there something wrong with me? Or is this just not that enjoyable of a place to be? Like, where do I want to go? Where is my heart's calling? This is a good time for consistent comfort and pleasure. What are the things that bring me pleasure? Good food? Good nature? Good sex? Sure. But it doesn't seem like there's that much of that. So, what do I do? What do I do with this energy inside me that's just like not satisfied, that hasn't really felt like they fit in to this society, that just doesn't want to keep doing it this way, that wants it to be different? Venus is 8 degrees away from the sun, so it's pretty close to the sun. The sun is a very powerful force, so it does obstruct. It does obstruct this otherwise very happy Venus to a degree. It's under the beams of the sun. But because Venus is at home, I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. But it does make me think that maybe there's just some sort of like, there's this slightly overpowering energy. There's something overpowering. Maybe, it's interesting. The real beauty and the real comfort and the real pleasure might be slightly obstructed by this sun. Even though, again, I don't think it's much. I think it's a minor a minor obstruction. I think with a little bit of maybe meditation, a walk, a simple walk. Like, these are the things that I'm doing. These are the things that I'm doing. So that's the end for the sun. Like, the journey didn't ever leave Taurus. It's Taurus, Taurus. Like, Sun Taurus, Venus Taurus for the sun. And the sun's very powerful. Now the moon is exalted in Taurus. Also, the moon is invisible right now. In the heart of the sun. Being May 8th. You can tell when this was recorded, but I like to do it in advance, just so that it's available. I can sort of anticipate what I want to work towards, what I want to give energy to. This section for me, this section of my chart is definitely 8th, 9th house territory, depending on the different system. If you're using the tropical system, there's so many different types of systems, so many different storytelling modalities. Again, I don't think it's empirical. So there's really no need to get in a tizzy if an astrologer says something you don't like. But maybe just listen to them. And like right now, I'm listening to this pressure inside my heart. I don't really particularly like it. But like I'm just massaging, trying to understand what it is, trying to sink into it. All this in Taurus, and it's the heart of spring. So where do we go next? We've done the sun and the moons all going down to this Venus in Taurus. The aspects that are happening, it looks like Saturn in Pisces is making a nice sextile. Almost exact, not quite exact, to this sun and this moon combination. Which gives Saturn probably, I'd say, the next greatest platform to the god of death, the god of restrictions, the god of limitations. It's so interesting now because of the modern use of planets. A part of me is wanting to put death more on like a Pluto thing as opposed to Saturn, but like traditionally Saturn is death. So I choose to use Pluto for like beyond death. So the fact like someone like Einstein not living any longer, but still very much with us, so Pluto would be like humans no longer having memory of history, like the ending of the ending, black hole death, like because Neptune is almost supernatural, near beyond death experiences, people who have peaked from beyond. Uranus is revolution, social revolution. But see, I don't know, because it's interesting. It's interesting using these archetypes to think about human experience and putting it into the stars that are really floating around us somehow, as real as us, based on the tools that scientists have. I don't think the moon's any less here in the universe than I am, but it's a big rock that isn't sentient. Saturn, the god of death and restriction. Sextiling from Pisces. So Saturn, a slower moving visible planet, the slowest visible one, unless you count Uranus, which you can barely see, unless you have like tools. Like, to me, that again, I'm going to myself. So this Saturn is in the house of my committed partnerships, my steady relationships, my contracts. It's like there's like an ending or a limitation or boundaries being like put forth. Those boundaries are helping me in some ways with this new cycle. So it's like putting up boundaries, putting up restrictions and limitations. Like in video editing, we call it ghost time. if let's say I'm trying to edit a video for you, and then you ask me to do something else in the middle of it, then I get like knocked out of my stream. Or like I could put the restriction on myself, like I'm gonna look at the camera, I'm gonna look at the phone. But it's like nobody's even watching right now. Zero likes, 0 watchers. Why do I still do this if nobody's watching? I don't know. Why do I still go out if I'm not gonna try and mingle with people and introduce people? It's just like I feel so, I don't know. Like life, youth is slipping away slowly. And I don't want to grasp on it because I know it's impermanent. But to not take advantage of it, to not use the body, to not use my intellect, to not use the language that I've learned. But I'm just thinking about all the risks of storytelling. I'm thinking about all the judgments and stuff. Like, some people think that like the naked body is shameful, or that sex is shameful, and all these things, and I'm just like, no, like it is what it is. Y'all, like this is what's going on. This is my experience. This is the one that I'm allowed to have. This is the one that I've been shown. I see a squirrel climbing the tree. I see my phone, my reflection in the glass. These are the boundaries. These are the boundaries. Boundaries, constructive, helpful boundaries. A little bit of learning. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of sextile energy. I want to find a good posture, but it's like, I want to find, I am searching for some sort of like craving, some sort of like magical fairy tale option, some sort of person, place, or thing. It's like, it's me, here we are. Venus is in her home territory. Mars is in their home territory. But I guess let's stay on topic. Sun in Taurus bows to Venus. Moon in Taurus conjunct the Sun also bows to Venus. So that's all localized. Saturn is making a sextile to that Sun and that Moon from Pisces. What rules over that Saturn? Jupiter. Where's Jupiter? Back in Taurus. There's a lot going on in Taurus right now. A lot going on in Taurus. Even Pluto, the absolute finish, the edge. Though this is the thing, like, we know that Pluto may be the most distant little dwarf planet that we've, like, actually, I don't even know if that's true. Let's do, what is the most distant object in the solar system? Far, far out is officially the most distant. Let's list the solar system most distant from the sun. Yeah, there's definitely more. Which one is that? This looks like it's arranged by Sedna is a dwarf planet in the outermost reaches of the solar system, orbiting the sun beyond the orbit of Neptune. Discovered is the most massive and second largest known dwarf planet in the solar system. It is trans-Neptunian in a scattered disk and has a high eccentricity of orbit. I'm not a fan of how this is listed. Yeah, I just want to see the known. I wanna know where the sound is. That's pretty interesting. Neptunian orbit. It takes Sedna over 10,000 years to orbit. During the next 50 years, it will slowly move closer to the sun as it comes to perihelion. Pluto was the first Kuiper Belt object to be discovered and is the largest known dwarf planet. I mean, I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed how far humans have sort of like reached out. Like, I'm really frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed by people. I'm annoyed by how they eat, by how they communicate. It's me. I'm the one who's generating the annoyance. It's me. This little facet of the universe, known as Caleb. I'm not grateful. I'm annoyed. Mars at 5 degrees Aries. Chiron and Mercury basically exactly conjunct. So Mars and Mercury in Aries, everything else is coming back to Venus. To love, to pleasure. Love and pleasure, love and pleasure. The sun, the moon, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, they all end up back to Venus. But Mars and Mercury. Impulsive action. And then connection. Seeking beauty. Like receiving beauty, not in like a social, visual, more in like a it's like not mathematical beauty, it's like nature beauty. Flowers, streams. Man. So Pluto at 2 degrees, very low trine, I guess, on Jupiter, but yeah, this little triangle seems to be coming just vaguely towards the end of winter. No, it's really midwinter to end of winter. Beginning of spring. Such a strange point. I know that there's really no like end to this cycle because it's a circle. That's the thing about circles. There's not like they're all the same in the not having an edge sort of way. But winter becoming spring, the point where day and night are equal. Balance. Balance, balance. Living and dying. What do I allow what do I do? How do I respond to this life? What is worth giving energy to? What do I want? I'm just taking things slow today. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days in a row is actually a lot for me. So then I took yesterday off, and today I took off as well. And I went to a show, and I bought some clothes from Goodwill, and I wore them to that Seinfeld comedic thing last night, and there was definitely some moments laughing about humans. There was some judgment towards the band. I thought they really stunk, honestly. Like, they were very powerful singers, but it just didn't sound good to me. It was indulgent and annoying, honestly. I was, like, literally annoyed and so glad when they stopped. But it's like, I don't want to suffer because people are singing in a way that I don't like. It was just so bad. But then I'm, like, looking at instrumentalists. I'm just going like, yeah, it'd be better if it was you guys were not talking and I could just listen to the crowd, the sound of humans. But they didn't want to be. They didn't want to be in the background. They wanted us to hear every single one of their runs, every single one of their solos. It was like solo, 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 solo. I just don't get it. I want to learn from me. Like, I laughed because I thought it was funny, because I was like, geez, this is just not good. At the same time as having impressive range. Just didn't sound pleasant. Is that all my judgment? There was a few people who did like it, but not many. And we're not connecting with the band, it didn't seem. Most of us. Most people don't connect with me. But then Seinfeld got up and was just pretty honest about life. I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't really funny. It's kind of sad. I don't know what's going on with me. Just taking breaths, drinking water. I think I might message this person. I don't want them to be on the screen, just really. Use a one-time code. Huh? Oh, it wants me to sync. I need to just make sure I don't have a message from this person. Do not. I don't know what happened to the stream. Are we still live? It appears so. That's convenient. That's nice to know that it, like, remembers. Well, that's weird. Facebook on my phone and this aren't synced up, so I guess it's like a security thing. Okay, Caleb, good posture. Where's the little thing? I don't sit in this chair that much. I guess I don't really adjust it because I don't need to. I think I need a little lower. How's this? Yeah, nice and supported. Definitely feeling shit in my arms, my shoulders, my arms. Yeah, I don't know how much else to say. Slowing way down. Way down. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just do not know. I don't particularly want anything like drastic to happen. Had some laughs, awkward goofiness in the shows, either the films or at the Hollywood Bowl. Being with the people. Feeling the feelings. This posture sucks. I know that I just have to engage and feel. Just like there's a part of me that just is like so laying down. Get some more water. Get some more water. Let's start the filter. We're about done with this video anyways. Doing me. Aries Taurus cusp is the part of my chart most associated with loss, grief, taxes, death. I could go for a swim. Very privileged to have access to a pool. I'm gonna try to blow my nose. A little run, a little jog. I'm just so confused by your communication style. Dude. Yeah. I know that this chart doesn't contain the universe. I know that me looking at it doesn't provide anything other than just like as above, so below. Like think about things. Think about it. Go big, go universal. But when I return to just the body, powered by the bread of the field that I've never had to sweat over. You know, like I don't know about it. I guess I'll close with a little glimpse of the stuff that I was doing yesterday. I collected some mulch and dirt, and I'm hoping to kind of start a little herb garden to sort of help. That feels Taurus, that feels spring. I just don't want to put pressure on anybody at this moment to like do anything, but I did get some sheets, which I thought I might try and cut into a garment of sorts. Just practice with a sewing machine for $10. I got 2 sets of sheets. I think I got 3 actually. So it was more like 12 to 15. Yeah, I just wanted to get like sheets that I like, and I'm like, I want to make something out of this. But yeah, I don't need more things. I need to use the stuff that I have, or find people to use it, or yeah. Secondhand seems to be my way of going about things. But the vines are quite amazing. One day, maybe someone will make a documentary of my life based off all the shit I've shared if it doesn't get deleted. Who knows? Who knows? Movement, stretching, flowing, wandering, storytelling. Ooh, what bug is this? It is a little fly. I would like him to go outside. I'm going to see if I can catch him. Gently catch him. He seems to be flying kind of slow. Hello, Mr. Fly. Sometimes I worry that by saving the bug, I'll end up feeding it to another animal. I'm heartbroken by life. I don't know if I really need to wash the cup. The fly was in it for like 1 second, but I'm going to. I have a filter, I have a bed, I have chairs to sit in, a phone to talk to. This is a journal entry. This is what? Okay, if I were to use this to guide me, this is a time for a trip away from the homeland. My life has been a trip away from the homeland. Do you know what I mean? Sorry if that disturbed you on the other side. Noises happen here. Okay, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do today? What should I do? What should I do? Now that it is May. What should I do? What should I do? Where should I go and who should I prove myself to? Just like everything is sort of closing in around me, like work, rent, trying to socialize, trying to make art, trying to audition, like yeah, I just feel like there's a sinking that needs to happen. Like something needs to click, some sort of there's something about my energy that's just not great. And I guess, you know, just thinking about spiritual stuff. I'm thinking about ideology, philosophy, all that stuff is ninth house. A new philosophy, a new God. That's a new adventure. But with the signature of Taurus, it's like, using astrology is both helpful, and I think sometimes it reaches a point where, like anything, it's like, okay, whoa, too much inspiration, too much ideation, too much pontification. Just show up, just listen to the body, just serve the body. I mean, it's just like I'm sinking into the chair when I allow myself to totally go, and it's then I try to like take back control of the reins of the SS Caleb, and I'm like, okay, good posture, straight spine, core engaged, feet planted, like, no, you can try toning, that's an option. But yeah, like there's just such a great amount of apathy, and there's nothing wrong with resting, not a dang thing. There's a lot of dark shit happening. If I spend my life just sort of like just coasting, chilling, just trying not to make a mess of things, trying to eat healthy, trying to not kill things with my greed, you know what I mean? There's worse. I just think I'm heartbroken by life, and I don't think it's my fault. I don't want to make an enemy of myself I don't want to view myself as a problem. But like, there's just pain. I don't. It's like, how could you not be depressed? How could you not be saddened? Why pretend that that's not what's the case? But is there a peace in there? How do I respond with that? When I have therapists being like, would you like some drugs? I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I just think you're a philosopher. It's all so crazy. I just don't feel like I belong here. I don't mean LA, I mean like, I don't feel like I belong here. Why'd you send me here? Why'd you make it this way? Why'd you do it? Who am I even talking to? Unless I'm recording, it's like I just don't even feel like doing the talking. I'm a crazy person with an iPhone, looking at a bird on a branch. Is branch even the right word? It's like trunk. When does the trunk become the branch? It's not a branch in a trunk. Yeah, the stretching and then the sound making. dancing. It's a free flowing kind of a thing. A bit trancy, but I don't. So, this is a bit of an education thing, and I want to keep the topics appropriate because I do appreciate being able to share my ideas, and I want to make sure that it's appropriate for all ages. But I found another fly. I must catch it. How does it get in? How does it get in? I don't think I need to share anymore, but if you're still watching. Can you please come back? I think this is going to be challenging. I think it's going to be challenging, but I don't want to hurt the fly. You guys are secondary to the fly at the moment. Hello, Mr. Fly. I want you to come backwards. There we go. All right. This part is safe for you guys to share. What if it's the same fly that's found its way back in? How? There's a screen. Bye, Mr. Fly. I do love the green of spring. I do indeed. And I don't mind doing these updates twice a month. Wait, is that another one? Are you freaking kidding me? What wisdom is this? Oh no. Now he's in a spider web. Am I taking food from him? How are there 3 flies in here? And that's another thing. What is the efficacy? Wait, what the hell? Is that another one? It's like it's... I feel like this is the Matrix. This is deja vu. Maybe it's like flying around that side. Well, if it keeps coming in and out, at some point I can. That is so bizarre. I mean, I guess there's a crack in this because the cable that my roommate has. But it is like quite something. Oh, there's several of them. I see them flying off. Flying. A fly is named Fly. A fish should be named to swim. Fly is such a cool name. Okay, well, I got that one. I don't want to attract flies. I hope there's nothing that I'm doing that's attracting flies. What did I say on my little TikTok thing the other day? I said, catch more flies with honey. That was the quote that I was like tearing into. So, why are you trying to catch flies? They gross. They don't need, you don't need to catch flies. What are you doing that's bringing the flies around? It's like I'm just sort of choosing to back away from agitation. And things that used to be very fun are not fun anymore. And instead of thinking of that as depression, I'm thinking of that as like, well, what else am I supposed to do? What else am I supposed to do? I don't want to suffer because of what I'm thinking. But the body getting subject to so many different things. Open. A little hot. Oh. I don't think I want to swim because the sun is not as out. I kind of like the sun to have warmed up the water a bit. It would be very shocking to the nervous system, which is fine. I caught so many flies this morning. Was it 3? I've already forgotten. Was it 3 flies that I've caught? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Well, I think that's enough star storytelling for today. For those that are wanting more astrological stuff, they might not be getting it this time. But it's a pretty simple love and war. Love and war. Love and war. Okay. Love, light, and the snakes bite. Ciao.